Hello and welcome to yet another video from Ministry of Twang, and today I'm gonna show you the chords that make Cannonball Rag what it is, and we'll make it a split two-part video. And today I'll show you the chord shapes and chord fingerings, and the next one I'll show you the picking pattern. I'll use my thumb pick for the whole tune, but today we'll focus on thumb work and on the chord shapes. So the tune has a structure of A-A-B-A, two same parts, B part, and again one of the starting parts repeating again, and the ending. And this makes for the whole form of the song and repeats over and over and over. The first chord that we have is E7, but because this is a finger picking tune, we'll use open strings as much as we can to get our bass note as low as possible for guitar. So the shape is almost like a movable shape of E7 that you could come across playing blues music, but there are slight modifications. First of all, we use open E string as our root, as our bass note, and this particular voicing for first 4 strings. So we'll have pinky on 7th fret, index finger on 5th, 2nd string, ring finger on 7th fret of 3rd string, and middle finger on D string, 6th fret. So we get this nice voicing of E7. These are notes G sharp, D, E, and B. And we'll use it with open E string. 5th string, A string, won't be used in this chord, so just pay attention not to strike it, because otherwise it would sound a little bit blurry. This is the 4th of the chord, this is not the note that we need. And we'll practice all of those chords for now with the thumb pick doing the comping work. So we'll have our thumb striking bass note and 2 middle strings, this kind of sequence. So we got the bass note, 2 middle strings, bass notes, 2 middle strings. But for the first chord of the tune, we'll use alternating bass. And although it seems like we have all our picking hand fingers already occupied on the fretboard, we'll use a thumb over to alternate bass note. It might seem a little bit difficult for start, because we use thumb over and it's not aligned with index finger but with ring finger. So we'll have to stretch our thumb towards 7th fret, and we start with open E, 2 middle strings, thumb over, this is note D, and again 2 middle strings. So this is our rhythm pattern for first chord of the tune. As you can see, the only change that I make is just bending my thumb. I don't even, this is not even a whole movement of wrist, it's just bending my thumb. This movement can be barely noticeable once done right. And we'll move to another chord, which is A major and 9. We'll use the same trick with our thumb. We'll use thumb over the neck on 5th fret this time. And the chord voicing is starting with the 1st string. Pinky on 7th fret, index finger on 2nd string on 5th fret, middle finger on 6th fret of 3rd string, ring finger on 4th string, 7th fret. So this is our A major Ed 9 voicing. And we'll use thumb over 5th fret. And again we'll alternate almost just like we did with the previous chord with E7, but it's going to be in opposite direction. So we'll start with thumb over and we'll release the thumb on the second run. So we'll end up with something like that. Now let's try to join those two chords together and play them in a row with this kind of comping pattern. And again, E7, A major 9, A7, also, take note that for comping pattern I use edge of my hand over the bass strings on the edge of the bridge to keep the notes a little bit shorter. I don't really want the bass note to ring over everything. I want to keep them short and snappy. Also, when we look at the chord voicing that we start with, first two strings basically remain unaltered. So it's 7th fret on 1st string, 5th fret on 2nd string, and for A chord, my pinky and my index finger, they remain in the same position. So if we have a look at the chord shape, we just can see that everything that changes are just positions of middle and ring finger swapping strings. They're on the same frets. They're where they were in the first place. We just change the position of the fingers. So there is not much to be done really to move from the first chord to the second chord. Okay, so here are our first two chords. Then we move to D7 chord, but it's gonna be played in a little bit unusual way. Because we'll use partial bar with our ring finger. This is the chord shape. It's gonna appear on the screen probably somewhere around here. So we'll use ring finger over 5th fret across first 3 strings, then our index finger on 4th fret of D string and middle finger on 5th fret of A string. So this is our shape. Okay, as you can see, to make the shape work, I turn my wrist a little bit to the inside just to make the bar a little bit easier to play. Also, I want to reach with my middle finger to reach the lowest note, which is D on the 5th fret. And the reason why we use this weird fingering is because we'll add up later melody note with our pinky finger that'll reach up to 7th fret. So we need to make this chord work somehow with what we have left. So basically this is our pinky that will make the melody happen, and the rest of the chord will remain underneath it. So this is our D7 chord, and it's going to be the almost the same picking pattern, but we'll start with thumb on the 5th string, on A string, and we can make alternating bass by shifting our middle finger from A string to E string. Again, tiny little movement from one string to the other. If you can try just to roll the finger from one string to another instead of lifting the middle finger from 5th to 6th string. Try whatever works for you. I just lift it and put it back on the 5th fret of each string. So this is our 3rd chord, D7, and the last chord of the A part of the form of the tune is G6 chord, and G6 will use third position chord, and again we'll have index finger on 3rd fret of 1st string, 2nd string pinky on 5th fret, middle finger on 4th fret of G string, 4th string 5th fret with remaining ring finger. And again, to make it G and put the G in the bass, our root of the chord, we'll use thumb over. So again, there's nothing gentle about it. I'm holding my neck almost like an axe or like a broomstick. There is again nothing sophisticated about it, but it doesn't mean that I have to put a lot of force to play this chord. It's basically fairly natural and effortless. I just want the neck to fill my entire palm. And there it is. This is our G6. And for this chord, we won't use alternating bass. The bass note will stay the way it is. We'll just use the alternating picking pattern. So it's bass note to middle strings, bass note to middle strings. So we'll try to play the whole A section of the tune with those 4 chords, and we'll have our picking pattern applied to the bass note and the chord. So this was our A section of the tune. This is probably one of those easiest ways to practice those chord changes and picking patterns. We'll start with thumb, which does most of the comping work, and we'll move to adding the melody on top in another video, because first I'd like us to get our head around the structure and the chord progression, so how the chords move around each other and where do they go. This was our in our A section, we'll move to B section, which starts with D7 chord, and we'll use one of the easiest voicing, and also quite useful because we'll have plenty of freedom in terms of moving the notes around within the chord, and we'll have open string, free to ring, and also contribute to the melody. So this is our D7 voicing. We leave first string out, but we want to make sure that it's free to ring, so we have to keep our fingers round to finger all the notes from above, not flattened, because we don't want to get any of the strings that might ring underneath our fingers. So I keep my fingers around, and first note is second string with index finger on 3rd fret, pinky on 3rd string, 5th fret, middle finger 4th fret, D string, and remaining ring finger on 5th fret of A string. And this is our voicing. Again, we'll try to apply our thumb picking pattern to it. Again, to make the alternating bass note, I move my ring finger from 5th string to 6th string. This is at the same fret, 5th fret on A string, 5th fret on E string. Then we'll move to G chord, G major, but this time we'll use a simplified fingering, which will consist just of 4 notes. So we'll have index finger 2nd string of and 3rd fret, middle finger on 3rd string 4th fret, ring finger on 5th fret of D string, and thumb over on E string. And right here, because we ran out of fingers, we just leave the bass note the way it is. So it's going to be note, chord, note, chord, note, chord, note, chord. Let's try to practice and play for a while this shift from D7 to G. And this is how basically it is in the song form. This is the B section, and we have D7 chord twice, G major twice, D7, G. And here's where the fun starts. This is the section that might be played in multiple ways. The one that I use is fairly straightforward, but what we're aiming for is to keep our bass note going up. So we have like a little internal melody going in the bass. We'll start with C major chord, first position, like the most common, most mundane C major chord you can think of. But another chord is going to be C sharp diminished. And C sharp diminished, again we'll start with 2nd string, pinky on 5th fret, index finger on 3rd string, 3rd fret, ring finger, 5th fret of D string, and the middle finger on 4th fret of A string. This is a very nice, very tense chord. Now let's play this chord change from C major to C sharp diminished a couple of times. Just to get familiar with the positions of the fingers. And right now we'll do it a couple of times, applying our finger picking pattern. Another chord is G major over D. So we'll use this fingering. Index finger on 2nd string, 3rd fret. Middle finger on 4th fret of 3rd string. Pinky on 4th string, 5th fret. And ring finger on 5th fret of A string. So we'll have C major to C sharp diminished to G major over D. And the last chord of the sequence is E7. But this is a little bit different, different shape that we used previously. So we'll start with index finger on 5th fret, 2nd string, pinky on 7th fret, 3rd string, middle finger on 6th fret of D string, ring finger on 7th fret. There's our E7. Let's have a look again at the whole movement of the chords, the progression of the B section. So we'll start with C major, C sharp diminished, G over D, E7, and to finish off the form we'll have a turnaround with A major at 9 that we had previously already. D9 chord to G6. So these are chords that we already discussed previously. So A major at 9, D9 to G. The fingering of D9 at this particular moment, I'll use my pinky finger to do a bar across 3 strings because for the melody of the tune I won't have to move my melody note any further than beyond 5th fret. So I can keep it the easy way. My A major at 9, D9, and the G6. So I'll try to play the whole ending of the form slowly with thumb pick pattern applied, starting with C major. And one more time. let's have a look at the whole form of the song. So these are the chords that make the form of Cannonball Rag. Next video we'll figure out how to play the melody and what kind of picking hand partners we'll use, what kind of rolls are there. And we'll also add the intro and ending lick that is in one of the versions of the tune. You can already check it out my other videos where I explain this particular lick. It's going to be included in next video, but you know, there were some people that asked me to do the video on the lick itself, and quite recently I've been asked to do the whole Cannonball Rag video, so here they are. Hope you liked this one. Subscribe, leave some feedback, leave your questions. I'll be happy to break down things for you if you're interested in going any further with this kind of playing. I also want to make another video on how to improvise and play improvised solos over Cannonball Rag, which is a little bit trickier than your usual blues or country style tune because of the rapid chord movement and some other interesting things that are going on in here. So I hope you liked the video, and see you next time.